Welcome back to another episode of Scryer's Room. I am your host, Famfare.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mario.
And today, Kevin wants to pop off about a few things.
Alright, so, I have not been I'm quite fat. My voice, I'm sure you can hear it. But before, I was even fatter, and I drank a lot of soda. And it's because it's a delicious, sugary delight that our caveman brains were never meant to have.
Yeah, like, sugar is like actual crack.
It's the most powerful shit in the world. It's terrible. Anyway, now I only have soda, irregularly. I don't have no soda, but, tonight, for example, we had Code Red Mountain Dew, which I didn't know they still, were making. But
They'll never stop making Code Red.
it's too radical.
It's too radical. Just watch Dr. McNinja, or read Dr. McNinja.
Spectacular series. I highly recommend you read. Webcomic, if you haven't read it.
Okay.
Anyway, so whenever I have soda now, I, try to maximize my enjoyment.
Oh, this.
And, so a couple things, baseline knowledge that we need to all know and agree upon so you understand my thinking. You don't need to believe it's true, you just need to understand that this is what I believe. Alright, thermodynamics says that the larger a body is, the more quickly and sustainably it reaches homeostasis. Okay? That's why there were megafauna during the Ice Age still, even though it was fucking Ice Age. That's why mammoths existed. It's also why we have deep-sea gigantism, the colossal squid and the like. So if you're drinking a soda, and you have, say, a big cup of ice, and you fill it up to the tippy top with soda, so that all the little crevices between all the little ice cubes are filled up with soda, it is essentially a solid. Well, not a solid, but, it's all filled up. There's no empty space. It is thermodynamically more optimum for reaching homeostasis. And that homeostasis will be between the heat of the soda, coolness of the ice. Ice gets it nice and cool. Soda is incredibly delicious. But then, now you've melted some of the ice, there's less ice, you start to add more soda. Alright, it still quickly reaches homeostasis. However, there's an important thing that you need to remember. If you want it cold but not watered down, between drinks, you need to refill it to the top. The more time that the beverage spends completely filled, the less it melts into an undesirable, watered-down, warm mess. Okay?
Alright.
So, when you're drinking the soda, and your caveman brain's chemicals are all popping off, you need to resist. Resist. Just keep drinking and drinking and... You have to let it have... Gotta keep at least half of it in there so you can refill it up to the top.
That thing you didn't do, 5 minutes ago.
Precisely the thing I didn't do 5 minutes ago.
God bless.
He chugged his fucking Code Red.
It was delicious. My caveman brain went wild.
Yeah, it's indifferent, man.
So that's what goes through my head drinking soda now. It's almost OCD topping off again and again. But if you drink all the soda in the cup, so there's only ice in it, if you give in to temptation, then when you pour in more soda, that soda isn't cooled off by other cold soda anymore. It's only hitting the ice, which melts it super fast.
Yeah.
So, by the end of it, you have a lukewarm, watered down, not very good soda. But hey, it's not a big ask to say, not drink all of it in one go like an animal. It's hardly the biggest ask in the world for your own pleasure while you are conscious of it. And yet, time and again, I have victimized myself with this vampire-like, unquenchable thirst of oh, but more.
He has the hunger, bro.
It can be mine.
The red thirst for Code Red.
Oh my god. It is... This is like addict thinking of just no, you can make it better, and then while knowing, well, I could just have self-control, just being but fuck it, right?
Yeah. I'm all in.
So if we were to, say, extend this line of thinking to, in, movies and TV shows and various works of fiction, they say, okay, you can take a little bit of the demon power, but if you go too far, you go all in, you turn into a monster, that pops up in a lot of things.
Madoka Magica.
Yeah. Claymore, if you're into
Claymore.
that.
Yep.
Berserk has it.
Yeah.
A lot of things have it. Anyway, I'd fall to the demons immediately.
Yeah, instantly.
I'd be a low-tier demon because I fell so fast.
Just using that power over and over and over again.
Yep. Because it just felt so good, and I went too far every time.
You know, speaking of demonic possessions and damaging your soul ocean, I've been reading Malice Darkblade, which is like the
Dark
Elves
Elf,
for Warhammer. You know, the first book I read was like edgy to the max. It starts off with a not so couth sequence between I don't want to go into it on the podcast, but a lot of edgy stuff, a lot of Dark Elf stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. You know, I was talking to my cousin about this, and like, me, the person, is pretty wholesome, and like, I'm a pretty nice guy. I like to think, you know. So
I, for example, have never seen you twist the head off of a lizard monster.
You know, so it
can't say the same for the Dark Elves.
It does strain belief that like my armies of choice in Warhammer Fantasy are
the worst ones.
Yeah, the evilest of the evil. Like
the ones where it's not even like, well, but of course that happens under fascism. They're like, nope, we just like being bad.
Yeah, because like part of Warhammer is that it's satire and it's supposed to be like, oh, pick your dose of awful, like
yeah.
But fantasy is a little more couth. Like there's still racism and there's still fuck stuff, but like there are factions can be seen as being the good guys.
Right, there are human farmers out there who don't want to hurt nobody.
Yeah,
there are elves out there who just write poetry and stuff.
Yeah, like the Bretonnians, like their whole gimmick is like, oh, the nobles are the noble, despite that all women are second-class citizens. We're not going to get into it, but
those were the days.
Those were the days. All right, they're making fun of medieval England. All right,
yeah.
Some guy named Timothy had some thing to say about the Bible. All right. Anyway, point being, the reason why they're the nobles and the noble is that the Lady of the Lake, like they're like patron deity of Britannia,
right,
is literally elves doing a Wizard of Oz to the Bretonnians. And so, like, I think it's like the Everqueen is literally like speaking through a box, like, "Hey, human knights, go be chivalrous and be cool guys. I'm the Lady of the Lake," and it's literally the elves just doing that to them.
That's hilarious,
isn't it? Isn't that the funniest fucking thing? Yeah. So
that's probably how Lord of the Rings should have played out if we're to believe how noble and good the elves were, compared to the humans who fell to a guy whispering mean.
You know what I mean? So you know, I'm not gonna say like there's like quote unquote good guys. Like I like the dwarves. The dwarves are noble and honorable for the most part.
Yeah,
they're just petty and stubborn.
Don't shave them.
Don't shave them.
It's really not a big ask.
It really isn't.
It's even easier than not drinking all of your soda to not shave a man against his will.
Oh, Cowder the Second, you fucking idiot. You stupid bastard.
I've never shaved anyone.
Yeah, me neither. I've shaved myself because I wanted to be smooth, but like, I've never shaved anyone else.
Yeah. And if they were like, hold on now, probably stop.
Yeah, I'd hold my horses.
Yeah.
You know,
even if they were speaking in a language I could not possibly comprehend, like dwarves, like, if their hand goes up, I'm like, probably don't shave them.
But yeah. So like, high elves, dwarves, Bretonnians, like, even the Empire to a point, like, are quote-unquote good guys. 40k has no good guys. That's the point of 40k. 40k went full tilt with the satire, where it's just the grimace of the grim dark. Whereas Warhammer Fantasy is still, like, it's dark fantasy, but it's not as grim.
So, at the very least, orcs aren't evil.
Orcs
to
want.
them. Like, they don't see themselves that way. That's just how they are. They are still monsters, though.
I don't think evil is a fair axis upon which for orcs to be judged.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but they are terrible.
Tigers aren't evil. Tigers are tigers.
Yeah.
They don't get a choice of where their sense of morality comes from. That's just how they were made.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were made in a lab by a lizard monster who said, "I need a good fighter boy," and then they made him too good.
Like a brick of plutonium isn't evil.
Yeah.
But it kills a lot of people if you leave it in the wrong spot.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great analogy, actually. Conversely, going back to fantasy, Skaven, nuclear rocks, terrible people.
Yeah.
Terrible, awful people. So it's interesting how, I'm a pretty wholesome boy in real life, but, like, I play the evil rat furries with nuclear rocks, and then I play the BDSM elves with their dummy mommies. Like those are the two factions. I'm like, yeah, that really does it for me. And dwarves,
both of whom just couldn't stop themselves from chugging all the code red.
Yeah.
Yeah. They fucking.
That's why you like them, because they're like me.
Oh, babe, my best friend. No, we'd make pretty good dark elves, I think.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, Space Marine just came out, and a lot of people are getting on the Space Marine wagon.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing about that is that very few of them are going into the, like, Ultramarines are good guys. Like, part of the Space Marine 2, like, intro is, like, after the end of the last one, you spent, like, 200 years or something in the Black Templars.
Titus was put into basically stasis by that Inquisitor,
right,
who apparently had a bunch of dudes like that. And then, ironically, that guy got possessed by a demon he was hunting.
Classic.
And, then either the Inquisition or... Yeah, pretty sure other members of the Inquisition show up, take care of him, find his weird facility full of dudes in stasis, and then just wake him up.
Right.
And then Titus is sent to the Death Watch.
Death Watch. That's
the
one.
I was going to say probably Death Watch.
Yeah. Death Watch. The Penance one. Yeah.
They're like an inter-chapter... They're specifically made for alien hunting.
Yeah.
They're not a penance necessarily. They're like Black Ops Special Super Forces, where you have to renounce your chapter, and then you end up doing this coalition Space Marine chapter that's specifically meant to be the militant arm of the Ordo Xenos.
Yeah, and,
so the alien hunters just basically conscript them.
He spends quite a long time there and becomes, like dope and recognized for being dope, and then gets like really fucked up on a mission.
Real quick, in that Blood Angels thing we watched on the Warhammer Plus,
yes,
remember how the guy was bitching at like, oh, like they sent me off to Death Watch, like,
yeah,
it wasn't like a penance thing. It's like it's almost like conscription. It's like they just take Space Marines because we need them. Sorry,
it's like it's like the special forces of special forces.
I sort of understood it as like it's not a punishment in the same way that like getting your office moved to down by the bathroom isn't a punishment at work, but you do still have to go work by the bathroom.
Yeah. If it's like a literal like it just had to be this way, tough nuts.
Yeah.
Like no one did it like spitefully to you, but yeah, you're totally working next to the toilet. Maybe you won't pretty soon, but you are right now.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that's a good analogy for sure.
But Titus gets basically like near mortally wounded, and then they fucking do the
Rubicon Primaris.
They turn him into a Primaris.
The Rubicon Primaris.
Basically, like
they stuck him in a river.
They just put you through the procedure, which is like if you're already a Space Marine, is like you might not make it. So you just have to be a dope enough dude to survive, and then you become a doper dude.
This is the
Primaris.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, which is just GW using an excuse to make taller, cooler Space Marines.
Space Marine Plus.
Yeah.
I sort of was under the impression that it was like their new designs were like, well, it would require their proportions to be slightly different, and people will take umbrage with that because they're tabletop game nerds. Let's make them a whole new thing.
Yeah. And in my opinion, the Primaris Marine thing was originally like, they wanted to update the Space Marine minis to true scale because they were slightly below whatever scale they're supposed to be.
Right.
So, like, all the Primaris minis are as tall as Space Marine should be now. Like, and they look phenomenal. Like, the Space Marine minis are so goddamn good right now. It's upsetting. It's upsetting because I don't need to spend money on those.
Yeah. Which, looping back around before I went on my tangent about his history, he said people not going with the Ultramarines being good guys?
Oh yeah, most people seem to be like, although like Ultramarines are like that's the one that they push as like this is the main character Space Marine faction. I've seen overwhelmingly people are like either making their own factions, choosing to join other factions, and like repainting their Marine for like online play and shit. But one of my favorite is the people who just do the Magpies, the Blood Ravens.
Yes, the Blood Magpies.
Because a thing that they do, they are accused of doing in the lore, which technically they didn't, but they did, which is that they just steal everything.
They do. Like, all of their, like, items and stuff throughout the video games are all, like, shit that they're not supposed to have. Like, it'll be, like, such and such relic from a different chapter, and it's like, it's ours now, fuck you.
Yeah. I love that people are, like, RPing aspects like that in, like, okay, we have to go kill Tyranids, but also, let's go steal that dreadnought.
The whole ass guy in there, too. He's just like, you can't steal me.
You can't do this. I'm a man.
That's funny.
Well, I hope people are hopping on to Black Templars, because after reading the fucking War of the Beast series and then that weird fucking AdMech one, I actually really like Black Templars.
They're too easy. They're so over the top, and just of all the Space Marine chapters, the memes flow heaviest from the Black Templars.
That's why they pick them for the Flash Kits shorts, where they're just screaming lunatics. That's actually what they are.
Just hyper masculine zealots, like the most Warhammer brand Warhammer faction there isn't. Like it's astounding. Like reading Hell's Reach about Grimaldus. Like, so, the text-to-speech guys...
Oh my god, I love that
They rip on him so hard they make him like an emo kid who like screams into his pillow and shit, because that's how he behaves in the fucking book.
Exterminatus, we can't do that, my lord. Oh my god, why the fuck not?
Not fair!
Dude, he has a hissy fit because salamanders don't want to abandon the populace that die to the orcs, and they don't join the Black Templars and like countercharging to like wipe out some fleeing orcs. And he has a hissy fit about it. He's like, you guys didn't join my attack and we were going to rout those orcs? Yeah, because you didn't want to abandon our position because that's a tactically bad move. But we could have destroyed them where they stood!
Or we could destroy them 5 minutes later. How about without killing all the civilians? How about that?
Yeah, it was like, the exchange was just bad. It was like, I typically like... When I'm reading a Warhammer novel, it's like that gritty, like, war drama stuff. And so you typically, like, through that lens, you end up really liking some of the characters. But I didn't like Grimaldus.
The opposite of him is that fucking Dreadnought guy I told you about.
I deny you.
What is Magnarik, I think his name was. Man. And, he's fucking awesome because, like, number one, he's ordered to come back and take his troops to rejoin the chapter, because they're forming up all the Imperial Fist derived chapters, and he's just no. Like, they're like, what do you mean no? This is an order, and he's just like, fuck you. I have my own personal vendetta that I have to complete, because he's chasing a fucking Iron Warrior for 1,500 years, and then...
Good lord!
He's the opposite of that guy, because at the end of it, they're being attacked by orcs, similar situation, and the Iron Warriors are holed up, and he was basically sieging them when the orcs, like, show up in force, and then they, like, he actually agrees to a temporary truce, because they recognize the orcs as the greater threat. And then
hell yeah,
turns around, and then they're getting fucked up by an orc weird boy, and then he and his boys just quickly they kneel, and then they start praying like to the Emperor, and he's just like, yeah, we're gonna go, I'm gonna charge in there and I'm gonna be fine, because praise be. And then he is. He runs in there, smashes through the orc line, and then fucking the weird boy just like spits the green fire at him, and it does nothing. And then he just then just kills that fucker.
The Emperor protects.
Yeah, and then that's boom. That's what he just screams that.
God, I love that so much.
It was amazing.
Yeah, anyone who goes like full tilt with the Emperor worship becomes a lesser demon of the Emperor. This is proved by the nuns all having a 6 invulnerable save. That is like that. I've been repping this for fucking years. This is my 2 cents on how that works. So all demons in 40k have a 5-up invulnerable save to show that, like, oh, this thing is made of the immaterium. Like, sometimes bullets don't work because it's not real. It's only, like, manifesting here, but it's not real. So reality doesn't actually apply to it sometimes.
Right.
So they get a 5-up invulnerable save. Well, all nuns have, like, basically a blessing on them that they have a 6-up invulnerable save because they're not actually demons. Instead, they are so certain that the Emperor protects that sometimes he does.
Yeah, and they basically casting spells in the form of prayer.
Yeah. It's fucking
I mean,
metal.
the word spell actually comes from gospel.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. Gospel. I like it.
Yep.
God spell.
God spells, yeah.
Yeah. A word of power. No, yeah, because like the whole Astronomicon thing to me always boiled down to, he's extending his presence into the warp so heavily that he's basically a greater demon. He's the greater demon of humanity, or a chaos god rather.
Yeah.
Because Celestine is his greater demon. There's just some fucking angel bitch on fire that literally manifests where she's needed the most, and then just smites things with a sword of fire. And then if she dies, no, she didn't. Don't worry about it. She goes somewhere else.
I mean, there's also like a bunch of mutations that happen really specifically with the most pious people, despite mutations not being what are supposed to happen with piety.
Because Sanguinus, the Blood Angels guy, he had wings.
Yeah.
Like, I always love how, like, that's
Not
sort of like
factory,
yeah.
like, original parts. Those are those came up later.
Yeah, he just has big old angel wings, or had. He definitely did. He might come back as a vampire. We'll see if that actually happens. People have been rumor mongering about that.
The blood guy?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
No
With
way.
the red thirst? No way. Well, because they already have vampire-themed boys. It's the Night Lords. They're my favorite traitor chapter. So the Night Lords, like... Going back to, like, there are no good
We
guys.
needed vampires to fight vampires.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Vampire Wars incoming.
They're led by Space Marine Batman,
Yeah.
who's
The Night Haunter.
well, I don't know if Batman's the right one, but everyone always calls him Batman. but-
Well, Night Haunter is Batman. Conrad Kurz is the devil. Like, he has two personalities.
but the whole Emperor, Chaos God thing, that was apparently in the last series, the Siege of Terra ending, that like he like resisted that. Like,
wow.
he was like had the option to become the fifth Chaos God. He would have been like.
Now he missed out.
Well,
the
he
Rat
would've
Man
been-
took
he-
his place.
Yeah.
He would have been like anti-chaos or something. Like
Order.
it was, but it wasn't like order. It was like he was going to become the Dark King or some shit like that. I think is what it's called. And it's like it would have been the Chaos God that's trying to kill the other Chaos Gods, and it like would have been like a self-destructive path. Like because then at the end he's the only one left, and it's like his whole thing is killing chaos. So
So
it's
he
like,
has to destroy himself.
yeah, like it would have been the ruination of mankind, even if they air quotes won.
Quick
that makes
question.
sense.
Are the Chaos Gods not trying to kill each other?
They are, but they're.
I was going to
It's
say,
a
they
game
don't...
to them.
But it's
Okay.
they're in a permanent state of like maintaining equilibrium, because if they did actually off one of the other ones, it upsets the balance, and
Right.
then bad stuff happens, because now you don't have that embodiment of
Thing.
that sphere anymore.
All right,
Yeah.
we killed Slaanesh. We gotta gather as many other followers before the next horny god arises and takes half of our shit.
I love it's a plot point in Age of Sigmar that like I was telling Kevin this the other night, but when the lore first started coming out for Age of Sigmar, like this was definitely because they needed to do a range refresh and they just wanted to put it off for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But Slaanesh was not one of the Chaos Gods at the beginning of Age of Sigmar because they trapped his ass in a bear trap. Like so. The world that was exploded. Archeon won. He did a Cold Steel the Hedgehog. I'll have this world, kid. Like he did it.
Yep.
So he won. Great job, GG.
Him and Nagash both came out victors of the...
Yeah. Nagash came out on top too. He just usurped the God of Death and was like, "That's actually me now." And people were like, "Oh fuck, shit! You can just do that." And he's like, "Yeah, you can. And when you're a Skeletor." And great job. So yeah, like Sigmar's getting yeeted through the cosmos because the planet exploded, and he's just like an empty vessel. And some Star Dragon motherfucker, godlike being, like kind of scoops him up and is like, dude, I saw you floating around here. Did you know that this thing happened?" And that's where the Mortal Realms come in. Apparently, they're the 8 winds of magic coalesce into like substrata. So I brought this up in a previous episode. Age of Sigmar just takes place in the warp. That's
Right.
like, TLDR. It just takes place in the warp. Not literally, but basically. And
I mean, the winds of magic are, like, aspects of the warp, so...
Exactly, because like sorcery is the same in both settings.
It's like, what else are we left to assume? Because it's like,
Yeah.
these individual infinite planes of existence, like, are now just here, where would that be? Maybe that infinite plane of existence.
You know what I mean? It goes without saying. So yeah, like they get yeeted to these mortal realms, and Sigmar's basically like Vikingish warrior god Thor Odin man, and he's going around like Zupa Dupin. He's finding some like primitive men that are all cavemen though, and he's like, all right, well I'm gonna uncaveman you guys. It's gonna be based. And he goes around finding all these god beings, and like Tyrion and Teclis, who are like some high elf badasses, are both like godlike beings too. Yada yada yada. They find Malarian, aka Malketh, who is now fused with his dragon to become like a shadow being, and his fucking Dami Mami Marathi, who are both like tentatively like, okay, I guess we'll truce it out. We were totally the evil bad guys before, but Malarian got what he wanted, so he really calmed down. Part of the end times was that Malkith got what he wanted, like, oh, you all acknowledge me as the Phoenix King, and his edgy dark elf nonsense got toned way the fuck down.
It's the Shinji problem.
It's the Shinji problem. Like, oh,
if everyone was nice to him for a summer break, solves all the problems.
Yeah, a lot of people hate the writing of it, but I think it's hilarious.
Oh,
yeah?
No. It was his post-nut clarity, which...
Yeah!
But if you involve Shinji in the mix, it's way, way worse.
You're not wrong. It was
Shinji has a
clarity.
great argument for post-nut clarity. It was in the end of Evangelion.
Yeah. That's like one of the opening scenes.
Yeah.
Just jacking it off.
I told you about the... when that was played near, like at the cinema near here.
No.
So when that scene came up, everyone cheered.
Yes!
Yeah!
That's so good. What a cultural moment right there. I love that. But yeah, going back to Warhammer shenanigans.
One thing I don't like is that they fused Gork and Mork, and he's now just
Gorka Morka. They split, though. I didn't like them fusing it. I thought it was kind of lazy and heavy-handed. But the concept that, like, when the orcs are too complacent, they split and they line all the boys up 50-50 and just fucking duke it out, that's a fun concept.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Right? They become Gork and Mork again. And so, okay, all the cunningly brutal guys go on this side, all the brutally cunning guys go on this side, and
What's the difference? Everyone beat up him first.
Yeah, him first. Him first. Fuck you for even asking that. But yeah, so basically all these elf deities, Illyriel's there too, but I don't know shit about her. She was doing her own thing, I guess, because she didn't have anything to do with what's about to happen. So Tyrion and Teclis sequester the realm of light, Malarian and Morathi take the realm of shadows, which are right next to each other, and they're in orbit. They're like constantly orbiting each other or some shit.
They want to be neighbors.
Yeah, light and shadow, good and evil. Anyway, point being, somehow due to shenanigans, they figured out a way to just trap Slaanesh between them. And then they did. Like, they lured his ass into a bear trap. Teclis all but said, like, oh, Slaanesh, I'm so vulnerable and meek. Look at my femboy elf body.
I can feel myself falling to chaos. Yeah. Oh, no.
And then Slaanesh was coming to go fucking with his Fudacock. Its Fudacock, her Fudacock, whatever you want. Whichever one you want it to be at the moment.
Slaanesh's Fudacock.
Yeah, there you go. She who thirsts, the Dark Prince. You know, same difference. And then, they snap his ass in a bear trap, and then they just started pulling out elf souls from his belly. And, like, that's...
Probably they aimed a little lower.
Damn.
Tis.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Boo this man.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they just started pulling out all the elf souls, and that's the elves came in AOS. And now, I was talking to a gentleman at Nova, and I am not familiar on the current state of the lore, but I was under the impression that when they refreshed the range, it made Hedonites of Slaanesh, because like the Slaanesh faction of Rega Sigmar.
That's a good name.
Isn't it? So every of the Slaanesh or Chaos factions have their cultist brand cultist shitty dude.
Right.
So Zinch has the Kyric Acolyte, and their lore is that they're just like nerds in the city until it's time to get fucking shredded, the end of G Gundam, and they all Hulk out with fucking demon power, and they have little fireballs and swords.
I imagine that Slaanesh's base cultists are the male model assassins from Zoolander.
Oh, I'll get to them. I'm getting to them. So then we have the corn ones. I forget what they're. I think they're whatever. They're just shirtless dudes with axes.
Jasons.
Like, yeah, just...
Freddy's
yeah.
and Jasons.
Yeah, a bunch of Freddy's and Jasons, but shirtless and whited out. They definitely only eat protein like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like, they're all going to get colon cancer.
They're all
it's going to
deeply in renal failure already.
Yeah, it's bad. And then they're also cannibals. Like, that's like the rite of passage. Like, if you want to become one of them, you have to eat somebody. Because corn, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
That kind of face, yeah.
I mean, that's terrible for your gains, though. That gives you copper deficiencies.
You know what I mean? And then for Nurgle, I think they have the Rotmeyer Creed now, but like they didn't really have a generic cultist brand cultist character. Yeah, what a fucking name, right?
The Filthy Boys.
Yeah, dude, I
Dirty Mike and the boys.
Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Yeah.
Get them.
God bless. The body horror of Nurgle is a lot for me. Like it's a lot for me. It's not my favorite cup of tea. But yeah, and then they have their generic mortal unit is the Putrid Blight King, which is basically this diesel ass giant ass motherfucker who's just with pustules coming off him, and he's so fat and gross that if you stab him, it doesn't matter because it's just rotting mass, and now your sword's stuck in his belly, and then he stabs you with his. Yeah, it's bad. And then we have Slaanesh's generic cultist guy, the Bliss Barb Archer. Which are basically a bunch of archers with short bows who are in like harem outfits. They have like the baggy harem silks and belly shirts, and they have like the little like
they're all dressed as Link from the outfit everyone put him in.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, there are a bunch of those with bows. So yeah, a bunch of Links, a bunch of femboy and actual female Links,
right,
hopping around on drugs with bows and gorgeous models.
The tomboy femboy coalition is unstoppable.
Unstoppable, and they follow this guy Prince Sigvald, and the joke is the reason why they follow him is because his ass is exposed. He just has assless chaps but plate, and so his butt is just out. So like anyone following him gets a nice look at that perfect ass. He's basically Squizgar, if Squizgar had a sword. Like
he's just like, to me, and then they look around for the cheeks.
Shining cheeks, shining golden cheeks. I guess in the lore he has like his like bodyguard are called the Mirror Guard because their armor and shields are polished to a mirror-like finish, so he can keep looking at himself.
Okay, that's good.
That's something that even like Narcissus is like, really?
Yeah, come on, man! Like
you have mirrors at home. You know who you are.
But he has to make sure he looks perfect. Yeah, the Geld Princess, they call him.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why they call him that, but they call him that. He's also an incest baby. There's a lot of things fucked with Sigvald. Like,
I mean, if we're talking dark fantasy, if we rule out every incest baby, there'll just be like 4 guys left.
That's the genre.
I personally am not going to use that in any of my writing, but I'm clearly in no position to be telling them they're wrong. It's working for them.
Yeah, I don't want to use that either, but like in my work I'm paying a lot of homage to Warhammer, and for some fucking reason elves are pretty incestuous in that, so I had thought of maybe including that as like one of the more frowned upon cultural elements in Kael'dhan about elves.
Silver lining, silver lining depending on how you take it. Magic can heal a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I guess it can.
Even genetic damage.
Yeah.
It must.
That Hobsburg chin just slide that on back.
Yeah. Baby don't come out right, you just gotta pay a little bit. And, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. Baby don't come out right, it's so fucked. Just like a fucking Guido. Or not Guado. Guado?
Quado. Yeah, Quado.
I just said a slur, I feel bad. Quado?
Quado.
We're talking about Metalocalypse, my lovely listeners.
I mean, technically we're talking about Total Recall. Talking about...
I forgot about Total Recall.
Yeah.
Quaid, start the reactor.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, man. Good times.
So there was a movie that I saw that I just remembered.
Xenon?
No. Oh, my goodness.
God bless America.
I didn't watch that recently, but good Lord. Mario posted a GIF from
Ye olden days.
This is, if you're not our age, you don't know what Xenon is, don't worry about it. It's terrible. It's a shitty Disney movie.
Disney Channel used to put out a lot of Disney original movies that were not good.
They just shotgun blasted those things for a while, man.
They did. I don't know if they still do, but that's only because I don't watch Disney Channel, because the children that I'm around don't watch Disney Channel.
Yeah, that adds up.
But basically, I did psychic damage to Kevin last night.
Oh, yeah.
By making him remember that was a thing.
I was trapped in a flashback for possibly hours.
There's no way of knowing.
I genuinely, I remembered things that I knew I didn't remember. Like, there's no way I remember that apartment that my Uncle Mark used to live in, that we went there for one weekend. And then he moved, got evicted. Who can say? Uncle Mark is whatever. We went there once. But you know what we did while we were there? All three of the Xenon movies were on.
Oh, man.
So he had it on. And that lives in my head now. I was like shaking and like softly weeping like Newt in Aliens when they discover her, and just like, they called the second one the Zequel instead of sequel.
Oh my god.
Anyway, what movie did you watch? That's hopefully not.
Oh my goodness, I don't. I had it written down. I'm sorry. When Evil Lurks.
I haven't heard of this.
So it came out 2023. It's a horror movie, and the premise is that at some point in like the world, evil started to appear, and by that they call them the Rotten, which is if somebody gets infected with the evil, they just sort of like emanate like death and bad juju and insanity to people. And the only thing that you can do is you have to kill them with a special device, or else they just... The beginning of this movie is they find one of these Rotten, and it is a guy who has like ballooned up to like 600 pounds, and he's unable to move, and his skin's so tight that it's ripping apart. And he's just a rotten Nurgle monster. That's where this came from, by the way. I remembered it because of that. Horrible rotten Nurgle monster. And everyone knows that there's like 7 rules about like how you're supposed to deal with like the Rotten and everything. But like the premise of this movie is that we handled it already. We're basically past dealing with the Rotten and the evil and stuff. So everyone in this movie just fucks up all of the like protocols and stuff. One of the big ones is, hey, if someone's infected with the evil, don't shoot them with a gun. Because if you shoot them with a gun, it's like the evil will just like go to the next thing. It can get you, it can get the person next to you, anything, and then that thing will kill you. Like, there was a brutal scene in the beginning. The evil gets into a dog and then immediately kills like a 5-year-old.
Brutal.
And like drags it away. It was all, and then they shoot it, and then the evil gets into other people and it spreads and it's awful. But like, this movie is very much how I would think that like a Nurgle cult would exist, because the evil, not only does it like make you a horrible bloated rotten monster, but like it makes everyone that's infected with it sort of on board with it.
Yeah, no, that is very Nurgle-esque. Like, that's... Because part of it is like, yeah, you're fighting these horrible disease guys, then you get the disease, and you're like, beans.
Yeah.
And then you got 2 choices, either die a horrible wretched existence, or just, go hang out with Grandfather Nurgle, he has your best interest in mind. Yeah. That's why he got you sick, so that you understand that it's all inevitable and futile. And now just become a bloated mess and dance.
So that was a plot in one of the Kane books, was that there's the evil is spreading around, and they don't know what's going on. Like, corpses are just, like, coming back to life, and now they're just horrible zombie things.
That was a thing that happened in this as well. I think that this might be very related.
Yeah, and they're trying to figure out, like, what do we do about this? And then, meanwhile, the Magi biologists are, like, trying to figure out a vaccine, but they're just like, yeah, it turns out it's, like... surprise, not a regular virus. So, regular science isn't going to cut it. And then, only from making the connection that this one group of Astra Militarum guys have like the lowest rate of infection, and turns out they're the most religious.
Yeah, Scions.
And so yeah, the missing sauce is that you need to have faith in the fucking Emperor. And so basically, like I'm pretty sure it's like they synthesize from them like the essence of just being like fucking
a good Christian boy.
We've extracted adrenaline that was currently affecting their prefrontal cortex. That's where, if we excite that area of the brain, one has religious visions. And we just jam that right into the front of your fucking skull, and then juice you up, and now Christ is Lord for you as well.
That's hilarious.
And
so they basically just make like holy virus bomb or vaccine bombs and just like flood everywhere with it.
God bless Warhammer, bro. Like, what an over-the-top concept.
It was fun. And, of course, Kane is the one who makes the connection.
Naturally.
I imagine that softly from all of the little, like, needles, like the syringes, just softly, if you, like, really listen close, you can just hear Creed playing.
Hold me down. I'm 6 feet from
And then it gets just, like, quieter as you inject it into them. Because there's more material between you and the vaccine.
The actual fucking serum
Yeah.
sings that song on blast. Oh, fuck. That's good.
Oh, my goodness. My shoes are very muddy.
He's tracking mud into my goddamn house.
It's dried. It's from a while ago, but
I'm just giving you shit.
I forgot. I need to clean these. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Spoiler warning about that Caiaphas Kane book, by the way. A lot of other stuff happens, though. It's still worth the read, I think.
Oh, yeah. All those fucking Kane books are excellent, man. Like, most of the Black Library is pretty good. I haven't read a Black Library book that I was dissatisfied with. As long as you know what you're getting into.
Right.
Like,
Well, the War of the Beast series was kind of a letdown for me, personally.
yeah, the way you said it ended did seem pretty, like, anticlimactic for, like, how epic it should have been.
Yeah, which is, they tried too hard.
Yeah.
They tried to make the orcs, like, it was cool, kind of, but they just made the orcs too... diesel. It was silly. It was silly.
Yeah.
So, I have another thing that I wanted to talk about that is my own stupidity.
Oh.
So, Tony knows about this already because it happened at D&D. So, I'm running a game on Fridays for some of us. And I have not made, like, a full-size dungeon since, like, the first campaign that I made. And that's because in the first campaign that I made a foolish mistake, which is making a dungeon that, you have to solve puzzles to get through. And then I gave one of them a lightsaber, and he just lightsabered through the puzzle. That's it. He just cut through all the walls.
Easy mode.
So I was sort of like, I guess I won't put in all that work again, which was dumb. I've since come around... And then I made this puzzle that I thought was real smart. I was so proud of it. So, Mario, I don't think you know anything about this puzzle yet. The premise of the puzzle is, in order to get this forge thing open, that magical extraplanar bullshit, there are 4 cogs that you need to align correctly to open the forge. The only way that you can align them correctly is have somebody outside of the current plane you're in tell you when you've got it right. So we have a character who's a warlock and technically cleric, who is just talking to his god like, is that one it? Is that one it? Right. So the 4 cogs, if you turn one of them, you have to turn all of them. But they can go either way. So you can go right on one and then left on the other 3 if you like. They just all have to turn every single time one of them turns. And they all have different numbers that they need to be at, different positions. They each have 6 positions that they can occupy. All right? So, after that, I decided that the positions needed to solve this puzzle, the first cog needed to be in position 2, second cog position 4, third cog 2, last cog 5. Now, when I gave them this puzzle, 2 of them, who are truthfully like the more smart puzzly boys, I think, they engaged with it in total honesty, and I really appreciate that. Tony and Rob both, they 100% were like, all right, let's solve this fucking puzzle. And I was so proud of it, and I'm like, they're really gonna fucking enjoy this. Well, then they start trying to solve it, And they get all the information that they need. They know what positions need to be done. Now they just need to figure out how to put each one in position in the minimum amount of turns, because every time you turn it, it gets harder. And they're working it out. And then it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. And I get a little thought in my head. I didn't make this unsolvable, did I? Because there's every chance in the world I did. I'm very bad at math, and I'm a silly man. I do things like that sometimes. But I thought I got this.
And my lovely listeners, he assured us that he had solved it before.
Yes.
And I believed him. I believed him earnestly that, clearly I'm the dumb one. I'm the dumb one who doesn't understand the big brain puzzle, so I need to do the big brain puzzle harder.
So, after another couple minutes, and no solves, I asked one of the other guys who's sort of letting the two people who are writing down on paper. Will was letting Tony and Rob handle it. He knows that they were really engaging with it. And I asked him to meet me outside, and then the other guy I asked to meet me outside later, and I tell them both the same thing, which is that I'm afraid that I may have created an unsolvable puzzle. How do I get out of this? And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, no. In fact, I was sure I created a solvable puzzle until Rob and Tony both had problems with it. The fact that both of them had... Ordinarily, if I give them a puzzle or even a plot mystery, Rob or Tony is pretty much that's what he's doing. Yeah. They're pretty fast on it. So when it took them time, I lost confidence. Well, eventually... I came clean, and I didn't know if it was solvable. We asked for outside help. Rob's sister basically explained that, to solve that one, you would need a matrices and all these other different things mathematically. And I'm like, see, I'm not. And then she's like, but no, it's unsolvable. You see, in order for that puzzle to be solvable, all the numbers have to be even, or all the numbers have to be odd.
Yeah. The only way you could have made the puzzle have an odd number is that once we turned them, if they were in the right position, they locked and didn't have to be turned anymore.
Yeah.
That's how you would solve. That's how you'd make it to have an odd number, is that you'd go, we turned the first one to 2, and then that would stop moving, and then we turned the remaining 3. But that's not what happened, so we sat there for a good 20 minutes just being like, what am I not? What? There has to be a way. There has to be a way.
Well, after coming clean... I looked back at my notes to be like, where did my thinking go wrong? Because I wrote down a whole thing of how do I introduce the puzzle to them? How do I explain the rules easily so it's understood? And then I came across a line that I had written in all caps. Mario, would you read the line that I have highlighted in my notes in all caps?
The cogs must be either all even or all odd to work out. Kevin, don't fuck that up. Seriously.
I knew they had to be all even or all odd. And yet, I still fucked it up.
What's funny is you could have incorporated that into the trap itself, or the puzzle, by making the cogs detachable.
That would also be an excellent thing.
Or a cog detachable.
Yeah, there it is. That way when we turn them all, that one's off, so it goes out of sequence.
The way that I ended up deciding that trap now functions is that the moment they decided it was unsolvable, it was solved. Because you see, this is a forge in now taken over by undead and shit, but it's a dwarven castle. And so now it turns out that the real puzzle was, if there's any dwarves who are in here trying to solve this, we'll be able to catch them, because there's no way that they'll not be so stubborn as to think they couldn't solve it. They'll be so stubborn, they'll be there working on it all night. You can take your sweet time walking to find them.
So admitting that the puzzle can't be solved and swallowing your pride is the puzzle.
Yeah. That's how I've decided it, in order to make the puzzle not just and look at that! The ancient architects of Gamalor are clearly... basically idiots.
So that's immediately where I would have gone with it. That would have been my first question, is can I take them out?
If somebody asked that, I bet I would have been like, you know what, sure. But guess what? No one did, because Seemed like a solvable puzzle, didn't it?
Because you told us
I told you it was solvable, but I'm
That's-
so dumb.
That's why I kept trying. It's like, well, if he did it, then I can fucking do
Yeah,
it.
which is accurate. If it's a puzzle, especially a mathematical puzzle, if I did it, if not you, certainly you and Rob.
yeah, putting our brains together for sure. Like,
There's-
'cause, I mean, like, everyone on the table is pretty clever, but like, yeah, I'm a logic fucking puzzle brained man. I'm basically on the spectrum,
Yeah.
all but confirmed. So yeah, it just I was obsessing about it too. I was like, I had a piece of paper out and I was like going through like sequences. It was bad.
Once they started writing things down, my confidence that it was actually solvable sank like a stone. As soon as I was like, I didn't need paper to solve it. Uh-oh. That means I did it wrong.
We had to fucking get diagrams up. I was like, okay, well, if we turn each one this way,
See, that's funny because it's like immediately where my brain goes is I'm going to try and circumvent the rules. Where
That's what I do as well, solving puzzles. This is a lot of fun,
even
right?
if you had told me, like, if I was trying to solve that puzzle, like, are they detachable? No. Like, I would have then tried to figure out some shenanigans that I could make them detachable. Like, if I couldn't detach it because it was magic, anti-magic field. And then I'm going to see if that worked.
That's why he's a true wizard. This man understands what being a wizard is in Dungeons and Dragons, whereas I am just a poser. I think wizards... I acknowledge wizard being the coolest, most important class, but I am not... I don't think like a proper wizard. Not yet. One day. Because, like, especially in older editions, like, from what I've read, I've only played 3.5, like, a few sessions of it, but, like, the way spells interact with the environment, like, you can do some crazy-ass shit with Shape Earth. I mean, you can in fucking...
You can grease a whole
Fifth
elven kingdom and beat them all up.
Yeah, Grease. Grease is such a meme. Grease is such a fucking meme.
3.5, it was
Vorpal
one of the
swords.
best spells.
Vorpal swords were their standard issue, and we just slapped them around like Bugs Bunny.
I was trying to punish my players. They were
Yeah.
attacking the Elven embassy, and, like, the elves ran shit in this setting. So, like, they led, like, a fucking peasant rebellion against the oppressive elves by spreading propaganda about big business.
It's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing because every time I just looked at Tony in the eyes, grease. And then I just greased more of the floor every
Grease
time.
them, Mario!
And, like, some Scooby-Doo villain bullshit. It was like, and then
Yeah.
they just fell over and couldn't do anything, and they dropped their bows. Like, it was
took them.
silly.
We took their bows essentially right out of their hands to shoot them.
Yeah, dude, it was just downright fucking foolish.
And then,
like, tomfoolery.
And then when we held that one chick captive or whatever, and I was the only person able to translate.
Yep. No one else spoke Elven, so as soon as like
Doesn't
the
matter what she was saying.
kangaroo court started, it was like, "How do you plead, Elf?" And she's like, "Please, I don't understand what's going on."
Yeah, I'm just the wife of one of the soldiers here. I don't even know what's going
I
on.
remember
But she's saying it in
exactly-
Elven.
I remembered exactly what I said too. Turns to the crowd dramatically. Even defeat, she mocks the masses.
They ripped her limb from the limb.
She's just in the background speaking Elvish, like, "Kevenya, in Mildis out," and then just like, "Even now she mocks us. Get her!"
Dude, they threw her to the peasants. They ripped her limb from the limb. It was
Yeah.
bad. Evil campaign. Evil campaign.
That was great.
Greasing
Sometimes you
people
gotta
up.
play it to be cathartic.
Yeah, I mean, it's all pretend. It's fine.
Yeah, you know. I want to see how far I can go.
It was
Yeah.
fun being a Skeletor.
Greasing up dudes, beating them up.
He had a whole character arc.
I know.
Because Tony was going to make him fuck the rabbit.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah.
spiraled into alcoholism and depression.
So, my lovely listeners, we might have brought this up previously, but I'm on a never-ending quest to get Kevin to fuck a rabbit in D&D. And,
All right, that sounds worse than it is. He means a rabbit person.
either or. I'd settle for either or.
Sounds like Maces McNeil's gonna have a bad habit.
A bad habit with a rabbit.
Yep. Maces McNeil is a theoretical lizard man character that I want to play. And sounds like now he's gonna fucking maybe eat rabbits.
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's not good.
They're tools. They're on this world for a reason, and frankly, I'm putting them to good use.
God damn. The cream filling, huh?
Yeah.
You ever
Jeez.
fought the pangolin?
Oh, Randy just banging the pangolin. South Park. Did you ever watch the specials that they've been putting out?
No. I'm super behind on any South Park content right now.
They are all better than they have any right to be. Like every time
They nail it, man.
every time they nail it, and I'm just like, I'm just waiting for them to be like, all right, this is going to be one of the ones that's not going to be good.
I remember you and Robert both commented that there was a few seasons where you're like, no, man, this is not it.
Yeah.
But then it aged like fine wine.
And now I'm back on board.
And I don't know. There's the only episodes that made my lip curl because they just hit the nail on the head way too hard was PC Principal.
Oh man!
Like when PC Principal first got introduced, I was like, I hate this. I hate this human being. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's so cringe. It's worse than Cartman. And then, I guess
Cartman couldn't defeat him.
Yeah, he just beat his ass.
He's too powerful, you guys.
The thing in South Park that made me, for a while, I was like, ugh. I know that Matt and Trey are they're a generation older than us at least. They come from a different time, and we're already turning into boomer ass opinion guys.
It happened quick.
Certainly they had their boomer ass opinions, and the one that got me was the Man Bear Pig episodes.
Oh yeah,
because originally it was just them denying climate change because men of that generation generally did, regardless of any liberalism or libertarianism. They just generally didn't totally believe it. And then they had 2 or 3 episodes that were climate change is not real. And then the turnaround when Man Bear Pig just actually starts killing people in one of the new seasons. And they have to admit they find Al Gore, who's retired to be a bowler. And they're like, Man Bear Pig's real. And he's like, what was that? I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. We're sorry. Man Bear Pig is real. Oh yeah? Do you think maybe you should have listened to me 20 years ago? Yes, we're very sorry. Huh. And then he just lets them handle it. He becomes a ghost.
So the scene I remember from that episode that fucking killed me is Man Bear Pig is going on a rampage in the city. And it zooms into some guy in a bar with his date or whatever in a restaurant.
Right, actively denying Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, and he's like, Man Bear Pig isn't real. What a silly concept. You're stupid for believing that. And he's being so derisive and condescending. And then, in the window behind them, he's, going on his rampage and, throws some shit through the fucking building or their end. And they both look at it for a second, and he goes, so Man Bear Pig is real. So what? What are we going to do about it? And then, he's just being so derisive and shitty, and then he just gets murdered instantly. Yeah. Because that's exactly how it is. God, I hate that. God, I hate that. They fucking nailed that shit, dude. The other time I've encountered that phenomena so accurately is Elon Musk fanboys.
Oh my god!
They'll talk about all this cool shit that he's doing. He's gonna put us on Mars and yada yada yada, and then you explain that he's just a bullshitter. He's a really really good bullshitter. He's a great salesman, if anything, and he can sell himself. And the second you expose it, well, so what? At least he's doing all these big and beautiful things. What are you doing with your time? You're not successful. He's successful. It's just shut the fuck up! Just shut the fuck up!
I have to deal a lot with just biting my tongue about Elon Musk stuff.
Yeah.
Because we have a child that we deal with pretty regularly, every damn day, who loves the Cybertruck.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has any real knowledge about anything. He's 6.
Yeah, I was going to say that's just
so I can't exactly be actually that's a very bad truck and it's killing people and he's a bad guy and his company is bad. I can't just unload that on a 6-year-old who's like, oh, we'll.
Well, yeah, particularly with him, I would imagine he likes the symmetry and the angularness of it.
It looks like a toy.
Yeah.
It looks like a really cool space toy, yeah, and that he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, I just, if you polish it, you just can blind everyone on the road like an asshole.
You become invisible, because once you're at a mirror finish, it's like you're just reflecting everything off of you. It's like the magician trick of having the mirror under the table, so no one can see that you're putting stuff back there.
Which is just a hazard.
Yeah, it's hurting people a lot.
I've seen a few around here.
Oh yeah, there's one that lives. So the neighborhood that after you leave this neighborhood, you go right, and then before you get to the intersection, you go left, and there's a big neighborhood in there. there is a small Asian lady who I keep seeing driving a Cybertruck, and I came to the conclusion that due to her being Southeast Asian in this area with a bunch of government contractors and stuff, statistically, that's probably her husband's truck, and her husband was like, I'm going to the Philippines to find a wife! And that's who that person is. But I've seen too many around here. There was only like 12,000 of them that were sold, and it feels like there's like 100 around.
It's just
here.
like every time I see one, it's like, why?
Yeah,
Why would you buy that?
I just don't. I don't like. I wanted to get a model, like a Model E or whatever the fuck, like E3, the fucking 3rd edition Tesla.
Right.
I wanted to get a Tesla when I was working in sales. That was one of my goals, is to get a fucking electric car. But like,
right.
Not even specifically a Tesla, just because those were the ones that seemed the most reliable at the time. Like when I was working in car sales, I remember GM had like mentioned that like by 2025 they wanted to have a whole bunch of by 2050 they wanted to have like an entire range of electronic vehicles because there's no other choice. Like that was kind of their sentiment. So I was like, okay, so it looks like it's time to where electric is like being taken seriously. So like one of my goals for sales was I want to buy an electric car.
Yeah.
But like I still would like an electric car, but like I'm good on rushing that, man. Especially with the current options out there.
I'd like an electric car in the sense that like I would like everything that I do to be a little bit better for the environment.
Yeah.
At the very least. But unfortunately, they have a problem with setting on fire.
Yeah, lithium batteries.
Lithium batteries are a little bit not so great. I think they came out with like a new like fire extinguisher for them recently, because I was reading a thing like it like takes like 50,000 gallons of water to put out a lithium battery fire,
bro.
Which is about 50 times the amount of water it takes to put out a regular car fire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it can take days. They'll just burn and burn and burn and burn, hotter than any other car fire pretty much, unless you're making your car out of magnesium and hydrogen. But they have like a special extinguisher for it now. I don't know how it works. I feel like somebody smarter than me could explain it, so I won't try to guess.
Is that like that gel shit that they invented a long time ago?
I have no idea.
I'm assuming it's either a gel or a foam.
There's
like they call them retardants. Like
there's specifically this one type of gel. I just remember watching shit about it on like this, whatever, like Science Channel or some shit.
Yeah.
And it was really cool, actually. The guy, like, he just mixed it up, and then he dunked his hand in it, and then he took a blowtorch and was just torching his hand, and he was fine.
Oh,
that's
man.
badass.
That's the kind of thing that I would do, and then immediately...
Because it's like the way it works is like the gel traps water, and then every time the fire hits it, it's breaking the top layer, and then the next layer, and then the next layer, and then the next layer. And so it's just like, it just can't get through. So if you airdrop it onto like a fire, it just like completely smothers it.
That's awesome.
All over the car.
Doesn't seem to have gotten a lot of use though, so I don't know what happened with that.
There must be some fallout with it, or like some sort of, is either expensive or there's a backdrop.
That's like memories from like 20 years ago. So.
Yeah, I'm sure the technology's improved since then. The thing that I was reading, I'm sure, was basically a meme version of the article rather than the actual actual explanation of the technology. All I know is that it was a picture of a fireman holding a box-like object about the size of a PC tower that had special handles on it, and then almost all of the rest of it was like, this is how bad lithium fires can be, so we need this. Maybe it was a special gel thing. Who can like a box that fits right over the battery of just that gel?
That'd be probably pretty cool.
I buy that. This has been Technology Talk with a guy who doesn't know anything about technology.
yeah, I don't know nothing. And with that, we're going to end this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy this content, you should go ahead and give me a subscribe on YouTube at Famfare. You can also give us some episode ideas if you have any at the Smug Grape on Twitter. And do you guys have anything going on?
I do not today.
Yeah, not really. I'm just doing the same old stuff.
Same old.
How's Sekiro been going?
It's not bad. I'm getting better at it. Although I just got to one of the more notorious bosses, the Guardian Ape.
Oh.
kind of a fucker. But
Is that the ape guy that you like put your sword through his neck, like cut his head off, and then he just gets back up?
He has a sword just stuck through him, and then like the finishing blow is you. Like I haven't done it, but I've seen other people do it. Is you grab that sword and just whoosh, and then slice off its head.
Sick.
And then it tricks you because like after you like kill a boss, it'll say Shinobi execution, and so that goes over the screen, and then it takes a second, and then like a centipede just oozes out of its neck, and it grabs the head and the sword, and he just starts attacking you again.
Oh man,
God damn,
brutal. All right, well, with that, have a good night.
Good night, everybody.